Jointer 101. Hello, Sauk Rapids Rice High School. This is Mr. Johnson speaking. Today we're going to be talking about the jointer. Jointer is a really awesome machine that we can use to surface the edge of a piece of material. So unlike the planer, when we are surfacing the face 1 and face 2 of a piece of material, we can use the jointer to surface edge 1, or we could surface edge 2. The jointer has many parts. Just like the planer, it has an in-feed table and an out-feed table. You may notice this yellow piece of metal right here. This is called a guard. The guard is in place to cover our cutter head. Okay? Just like the planer, a jointer has a cutter head. The cutter head has knives. Those are very, very sharp. That's what cuts the material. The knives are held in place with gibs, something called gibs, and those are tightened with set screws so that the knives don't come out of place. And you'll notice that the turn wheel has many knives on it, and that rotates so that it can cut the material. So we really need to make sure that we always keep our guards in place. You'll also notice here, now this is called a fence. Okay, a fence. This is what we need to make sure is 90 degrees with the in-feed table and out-feed table, so that we're cutting a true piece of material. We're not cutting it perfectly square if that is not set to 90 degrees. We also have this keep hands clear of cutter head zone. You never want to put your fingers anywhere within that zone. Okay? You always go over and around it, never through, because we do not want to accidentally injure ourselves on the jointer. We also have a elevation controls right here. You can loosen this to use the in-feed table lever. You can raise or lower this, but only when this is unlocked. So it's locked right now. Let me get a little closer to this depth gauge. Notice that our pointer is a little under 1/8. You never want to exceed 1/8 of an inch on the jointer, because that would really invite a kickback. So just like the planer, the jointer can kick back a piece of material, and we don't want that to happen. Zoom in. Okay. Don't want a kickback to happen, because that could injure someone that may not even be using the machine, because it'll just throw the piece of material to someone that's just hanging out over here on the work table. Okay? You don't want to hit them. Notice a similar on-off switch. Now, the jointer does have the ability to change the outfeed table, but we never want to adjust the outfeed table. Only Mr. Johnson will do that, because if you adjust the outfeed table, it may make incorrect cuts, because you always want the knives to be at the same height as the outfeed table. We only want to move the infeed table, so that's a very important thing to remember with the jointer, okay? So the parts again really quick. Infeed table, or excuse me, outfeed table, infeed table, okay? It's infeed because it goes first, in, and then it goes out. So that's outfeed table. Fence, height adjustment, infeed height adjustment, and then infeed lever. After that is unlocked, you can raise or lower this. All right, jointer 101.